This is the CHGO Bears Podcast. Let me tell you something. We got a huge interview coming up. His name's Ruben Hyppolite, the linebacker, the fourth-round pick. You want to stick around. It starts right now. And yes, indeed, welcome in to the CHGO Bears Podcast, along with my handy-dandy trusty co-host Gregory P. Allen Braggs and a side of Adam Hogue. Don't worry, Hogue's in the interview. Hogue's with the Hippolyte. We are here for you on this beautiful Friday, alongside about to bring in your newest fourth-round draft pick linebacker out of Maryland and via Florida. Growing up down in the beautiful sunshine, Ruben Hyppolite coming up. But first off, Gregory, good to see you, buddy. You've done incredible work today, helping with the interviews and mini pods and hosting. So you are the MVP today, buddy. Know that.
Oh, Steven's still helping plenty behind the scenes. So, yep, we're gonna let him have a day, and we're gonna have some fun. Talking to Ruben earlier was a lot of fun, so I'm excited to share this with the audience.
Yeah. Everybody knows that I tend to fall in love with Bears players once I get to talk to them, and if it goes well, they're on my team for life, and if it doesn't go well, they're kind of off my team for life. That's not exactly true because, we've had people jump back on the Carm ship who have jumped off it, but Ruben is on the team. I think people are going to really enjoy this interview. He's a super impressive young man. Got a big time heart, big time desire. And, hey, easy guy to root for. And the Bears need help at linebacker. So hopefully Ryan Poles nailed this. I thought the pick, clearly caught literally everyone off guard. But that won't matter in the end if the guy can play. So, Gregory, you want to add anything before we start the interview?
No, I think we'll get to it and let the audience see it. I'm excited for everybody to see it. It's a long interview, so enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a two-parter. So we'll be back with you to tell you some important things. But let's kick it off. Earlier this morning, with the new Bears linebacker, Ruben Hyppolite.
All right, let's bring in the Bears' newest linebacker to CHGO Bears.
Yeah.
Ruben Hippolyte. Ruben, man, I want to start with this. It's almost been a week now since you got drafted by the Bears. What were you thinking there in the fourth round? Because, I know for a lot of Bears fans, and I'll just call myself out too, we're kind of scrambling for information on you when the picks made and things like that, because you weren't invited to the combine. That's well documented by now. What was your own mindset though? Like, everybody else has their own expectations. Where did you think you might be drafted last Saturday?
Yeah, so a lot of credit to my agent, Christina Phillips. First of all, she really prepared me well throughout this whole draft process. So we were really looking for like the run of linebackers or when that was gonna happen. I was just watching. I saw a couple guys going the second and third round, and then the fourth round came around. I saw a couple guys going off the board, and I kind of knew I was gonna put myself in play because I knew I handled my business in the interviews and at my pro day and stuff. So I was gonna be in play to go. It was just a matter of when and where, and then I just started seeing the run happen. And got that call from Chicago. That was probably one of my best visits that I've taken. And yeah, man, we're here now by the grace of God. So, just going through those strategies and stuff.
When you say that visit was one of the best you've taken, what made it that way?
Just the people in the building. I met with everybody. I met with Mr. Poles. I met with Mr. Cunningham. I met with Coach Johnson, Coach Smith, Coach Allen, everybody. Just the support staff in there as well, player engagement, trainers, equipment staff. Met with everybody on my visit, and I feel like I meshed well with everybody there, and it was kind of like a perfect scenario for me. That's what I thought. As soon as I left there, I was like, yeah, like, this is somewhere where I want to play and start my career. So, thankfully they gave me that call, and I'll be there next week. So.
Did they let you know anything specifically, Ruben? We were attracted by this about you. Did you get any communication like that?
When I left, it was kind of quiet. But from what I've been hearing just throughout this process, usually the teams that are quiet on you are, it means something good for you. So they were quiet once I left my visit with them. But I felt good about it. I had great meetings with everybody, like I said before, and I was kind of confident that was a spot where I would end up. I just didn't know, when or where or how it was going to shake out, but it worked out for me.
Ruben, tell us a little bit about your career, your college career. You played a lot of football at Maryland, and I was watching some of your highlights, some of your film. I think it was your freshman year against Iowa, if I had the year right. But you're pretty new to the Big Ten, and at one point, the left tackle I think tried to climb to you, and you just knocked them right over. I mean, that's a big Iowa offensive lineman. Yeah. So that kind of set the tone for the physicality type of football you play.
Yeah, I credit a lot of my playing ability to the Big Ten and being in the Big Ten. It's probably one of the best conferences in college football. You see great competition every week. I've seen the Iowas, I've seen the Northwesterns, I've seen the Ohio States and Michigan States, and every team in between. So I've seen a lot of great competition. I've seen a lot of big linemen. I've seen a lot of fast receivers, fast backs. So I know that it's what this league is about. It's about bigger, faster, stronger, and I've experienced a lot of those things, and I have some of those skills myself. So I'm very confident in my abilities to go out there and perform. But I think definitely playing the Big Ten helped me prepare for this moment.
Ruben, I grew up, in the Chicagoland area, rooting for Northwestern, the ultimate underdog at the time, and they've transformed that program some since. And then I went to Iowa, so and the Hogue to my right, I guess for you is a Wisconsin guy, and Greg is his own form of Purdue in Indiana. So you got a lot of Big Ten guys here. Who did you want to beat the most? Who did you have the most this disdain for, if you will?
I'd probably say Penn State, just being a Maryland guy, or being a Florida guy, going to Maryland, that kind of rubbed off on me as far as everybody's dislike for Penn State. Rutgers was always a great game for us, and that was a team that was always, that was always a tough game because they have so many gritty guys and guys who know how to win, and they got a great coaching staff over there too. So I'd probably say, Penn State and Rutgers, those two teams.
He got Penn State too. That was a big time win, man. Congrats on that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you talk about gritty guys from Rutgers. Well, one of them obviously is a new teammate of yours, Kyle Monungai. Talk about having to go up head to head with him a few times.
Yeah, I tell everybody that's the best running back I faced my entire career in the Big Ten. He just has a great ability to run behind his pads. He's fast. He's slippery. He knows how to get through the holes. And he knows how to finish runs. Like, he's physical. When you look at him, you don't really expect physicality from a guy like with his size, but when he runs the football and like you definitely feel him when you go to tackle him. So, like I said, I played him for about 3-4 years, so I had to see him every year. And it's always a good battle. Now we teammates now, so never got to meet him before, but hopefully I get to meet him and we get to build a good relationship. So,
does he talk on the field?
A little bit. Everybody talks, man. Everybody talks. Everybody got a little a little snarkiness to them. But yeah, man, it's always good competition. It's always good ball. Like I said before, so it's all good.
Well, speaking of talking, I know you just got here. You haven't even been in the house all since you got drafted, but they're trying to create this culture of competition. I think your head coach Ben Johnson's got some talking in him too. Already chirping at TJ Edwards a little bit in an award ceremony last week. How much are you looking forward to this competition at this next level? Because I think these training camp practices this summer with Dennis Allen going up against Ben Johnson, offense versus defense, I think there's going to be a lot of talking going on.
Yeah, I'm excited. Speaking of TJ and Tremaine, just learning from those guys, number one, first and foremost, is going to be huge for me. I'm excited to they actually texted me once I got drafted, so that was important for me, and just knowing that I got great vets in the room who done it at a high level. That's important for me in my development, so I'm excited for that. Coach Johnson and Coach Allen, just meet with them. It was great to meet with them and talk with them and just talk ball with them. And those are two guys who have great football minds, obviously, and have great energy. So I'm excited to get to work with them and just be in that area, like be in a building around people like that with that caliber. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's football. It's about competition. I love doing this. So just excited to get everything learned, get everything down, and then go out there and just run fast and go hit and go make plays. Bring some wins to Chicago.
I was watching you on your podcast, Ruben. And it was interesting. You were open like, hey, when I was growing up, I didn't like football. My dad made me play the sport. So can you just talk about that transformation to like you gotta love it now because you're going up against the best of the best. The only way to be successful is to just want to do it every day. So just the journey with the game. How would you underline that?
Yeah, when I was younger, I was like in denial that I was, a hell of a football player for whatever reason. I didn't know why. I was a baseball kid growing up. Like that's what I wanted to do. But baseball wasn't exciting for me anymore. Like it got to 9 innings and it's like when are we gonna get some good action in here playing the sport? I was good at it, but it wasn't something that was gonna keep me on my toes. So like 6th grade, I was like, man, I'm about to play football and just, see where this takes me and really, turn up with this. Started playing running back. So I wanted to play offense and go score touchdowns. So that's what I did. But then I got to high school and I was like, okay, I don't want to get hit no more. I want to go hit people. So that, play linebacker and then earn scholarships and, made it this far playing the position. So, the journey's been great. I credit a lot of it to my dad for keep forcing me to play it, and he would always, stay on my ass about that. But I'm here now. I love the game. I love the game. I love the process of it. I love it because it's hard. It's very challenging to be the best at this sport. And when you can be great at this sport, that's how you put a lot of time into it. So I just look forward to pouring everything I have into this sport and giving them out.
Just a quick lesson to the youngsters out there. When Ruben was playing in I don't know 4th, 5th grade and playing running back, he just scored every time.
That's what it was. Yeah.
so if you think you're good enough to get there in your 4th or 5th grade, you better be doing what Ruben was doing because anybody who makes it this far, that's what they were doing. They were scoring every time, not picking up 6 yards.
No doubt.
Yeah, I tapped out of baseball as soon as I realized I couldn't hit a curveball. That was when it was it for me.
Yeah, man. Them down and away balls. Yeah, man. Bye. See you later. Yeah, it's over with.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so going back to some of this college, perspective. You guys got 4 Big Ten players that get drafted here to the Bears. Is there any sense of pride with that? Because, as someone, we're all Midwest guys. I'm a Big Ten fan. See 4 guys draft Colson Loveland going in the 1st round, for you and obviously your years in the Big Ten. Is there any sense of pride behind that?
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said before, man, I feel like Big Ten's the best conference to play in. It's the best competition every week. It's never a week where you can chill because there's always, teams that can, beat you on any given Saturday. So, like I said, I played at Michigan, I played at Michigan State, I played at Rutgers, I played at Ohio State. So, the competition and the tape is all there as far as, production and just going up against great competition and making plays. So, definitely a sense of pride knowing that, we could all come out of that conference and be able to play at the next level because of what we experienced.
What was the hardest hit, when you're meeting somebody in the gap, what was the hardest hit that you can recall in your college days?
I'll probably say going up with Kyle this past season. He actually scored on me. He ran through a tackle that I had on him. That just goes to show his physicality, how he runs behind his pads. It was actually this past season when they played us at home. So that's probably the hardest hit, I'll probably say, that I can recall as of now.
Bears Twitter, of course, found that clip. So now we got to even the score and find a clip where you got him.
For sure, yeah, man. It's all good.
Did you you guys played Michigan during the national championship season, right?
We did, yep. 23.
Did you go up against Colson at any point in that game or anything you remember from him?
All I remember is he was making plays down the field. Like anytime we I remember I think we played him at home in 23. It was one play where it was like 3rd down, 3rd and long, and he converted. I was pissed. think it was another play. I don't know if he caught a touchdown or if it was defended by one of our corners at the time, but he's always he's always around to make a big play. Like he always has big playability. So that's definitely a guy we was circling and penciling in all week as far as game planning and making sure that we check him. But that whole offense was something serious, especially when they had JJ and Blake Corum and all those linemen there and those receivers that they had too. So it was definitely a fun game. Came up short, but it is what it is, man. Definitely enjoyed that one.
Hey Ruben, I just watching you, and I think people can just kind of feel it here in this interview. Like you got the big heart, and I know that you want to inspire, you want to give back. Like that's part of what makes you who you are. Can you just sort of talk about just having this platform and what it means to you?
I mean, yeah, because a lot was given to me, so I feel like it's my duty to give back, especially with this position that I'm in. I didn't get here by myself, so there was a lot of people that helped me along the way. So I'll be remiss if I didn't help others come up like how I came up, and just give pointers, give tips, give back to the community, to the younger guys that I played with, and everything in between. So it's always important to give back, especially to me, because like I said, a lot was given to me, man. This wasn't easy for me to get here. A lot of hard work and a lot of grinding. So when I'm in a position to give back, that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it wholeheartedly. So
Ray Lewis was your guy growing up, is that right?
that was, yeah. Yep.
And you got to meet him at what, IMG? Is that and you were you played in his academy, is that right?
Yeah, he had a camp every summer, I believe it was. I was fortunate enough to go twice. First time, I met a bunch of guys. Like I met Devin Bush and can't remember, Dylan Moses. Met them two the first year. Then the second year, I believe Eddie George was there. And obviously Ray Lewis was there. I got to talk with him. He was upset that I didn't go to Miami. I was surprised he knew about me a little bit, which was kind of eye opening. But won the MVP that second year, which was a goal of mine. But just that whole experience was a great week. Put together a great week. Or a great couple of days, I would say. And it was just fun, just picking his brain and then being able to go up against the competition that was there. It was fun, so I enjoyed it.
Of Ruben Hyppolite. Yeah, this is it's a wide ranging, but a lot of props for Kyle Monungai, huh? Like that there, Braggs. Win-win right there. 2 Bears, damn it.
Yeah, for sure. And don't go anywhere because we're gonna have a second half of this interview coming right up.
Yeah.
And as Carm likes to say, but first,
shout out to our friends at Sunnyside, the cannabis dispensary, where it is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore and discover and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. If you're starting out, Sunnyside has expert guidance and brands that we know you're going to love. Good news, Mindy's, they got a whole list for there. And by the way, if you're a pro, they got you covered. You'll have 100 strains on the menu to choose from, new ones added daily. They're always raising the bar. You should visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Use the promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. HICHGO. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Bright buys every day, only for 21 and older or Illinois medical card holders.
That's right. I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Empire Today. Just like your team needs a home field advantage, your team needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get it. Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. We've been to those big box stores. You wander endlessly around the aisles. Then somehow you're hauling all these materials home, looking for an installer and coordinating everything yourself. It's not easy when you have to do that. Those big box stores might have a flooring department, but the person helping you with flooring may have been dishing out hot dogs at Wrigley Field once upon a time and could be stocking light bulbs tomorrow. And why is Empire Today your best bet for a new floor? Well, Empire Today lives and breathes flooring, and they will be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game. Get precise measurements taken and have all your questions answered so there are no surprises. And so schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. CHGO listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code CHGO. Yes, you heard that right. A $350 discount with code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/CHGO for full details.
All right. Let's get right back to it here. Adam Ranks coming up in about, call it 14 minutes. He'll be with us the second half of the show. But back to the linebacker from Maryland, our new best friend, Ruben Hyppolite, part 2. And you went to Maryland because you wanted to be change the program. Big, I want to put my stand. I love that. Everybody, if I'm going to Bam, I'm going to no. I'm going to lift these dudes up, and that's what happened. So,
yeah.
I don't know if Paul's loved that, but I love that. I would have drafted you just on that alone, Ruben, right there. Yeah, that's the type of heart I'm looking for.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, well, Ruben, you talk about goals, and now you're looking at rookie minicamp next week. Obviously, this is going to be a big summer for you. What are some of your, early goals on when you meet the team and you start to practice with these guys and you get to training camp here later in the summer?
Yeah, football-wise, see the field as early as I can. Special teams, make an impact on that, obviously, and then, earn a role to play on the defense, learn the defense, and really – earn the trust of the coaches and the players that I'm playing with. Because if you don't have those two things, then, it's not, you don't have any value. So really earning trust amongst, the players of the building and everybody involved. And then from personal wise, personal standpoint, just, getting to know the guys, them getting to know me, and, find a place to stay, and getting all the essential things that I need to get done. So, but no, I'm just, taking it one day at a time, not looking too far ahead, just being where my feet are, enjoying today. I'm here on this interview today, so looking forward to killing this. I got a couple of meetings after, and then, when the time comes, report to mini camp, go kill it and handle my business in there, and then kill it with the workouts and whatnot, and then, just take it day by day, week by week, and, get those small wins, those small daily wins, so.
Yeah, Ruben, I'm the special teams coach here, so I'll grill you on that side of things. I'm looking at your speed, I'm looking at your size, I'm looking at your heart, like Carm was just talking about, and I'm putting you on every phase here. What's your special teams experience? How much did you do at Maryland? Because the kickoff's different in the NFL, but I'm throwing you out on there immediately. Punt, of course. So what are you looking for from the special team side of it?
Yeah, I was a 4-core guy early in my career, so I played everything, man. Played kickoff return, punt return. But as I got older, like junior, senior, I became a starter, so they started taking me off. I'm like, well, just keep me on, 1 or 2. Don't take me off with all of it. Like, I need this. Like, don't do that. So I was a starter on the punt team, my whole career. I never came off of that. And then, obviously played punt return and kickoff return early in my career. But I mean, I'm used to special teams. It's not something I'm running from. I understand that's what's going to get me on the field early. So.
Well, I'll tell you, here in Chicago, they used to have a guy named Devin Hester returning kicks, and they would have starters like Charles Tillman would refuse to come off the field on special teams reps. I mean, they were literally like competing over who could get the key block to spring Devin Hester. So there's a lot of pride in special teams in Chicago.
Yeah, and Ruben, Hogue, you just made his day because he just to clarify, he does it on the high school level. He's not the Bears special teams coach. You probably know that, but I just want to make sure that we have that we have that under wraps here. Hey, 2 things, Ruben. One, I think we can't go through this whole interview without shouting out Mama Hippolyte here because I hear she's like just huge on the Instagram, supporting everybody, and so. What can we talk about Mom here and how she helped you get here?
Mom is huge. Like I tell everybody, man, like I kind of grew up with her, and what I mean by that is we've been through a lot together in life, and she's been with me every step of the way. And she's helped me out a lot as far as my development as a man, and just being there when I needed her, and vice versa. So she's supported me, um, it's been great. She came to every one of my home games for these past like 2-3 seasons. She's made a way and found a way to do that. So I'm forever grateful for her, and just her ability to always show support and show love to me, and my younger sister, and all that we do. So mom definitely important, man, and I love her to death, and I'm glad that I was able to put in the work that I can do to have her experience a moment like we did last week.
Did she push you to stay in school as long as you did? Was that an NIL thing, or did you not think you were ready? Period. You just needed more reps, like because you could have left earlier in theory, but you went about it the way you did. So I'm curious as to what went into the way you were looking at it.
I just wanted to get that degree before I left. I don't want to declare and then have to come back to school. I'm like, man, I'm not coming back to school. I'm not doing that. So that was really my thought process behind it. After my senior year, I was like, well, it was about like 3.5 years that I was in school, and I was able to, I had the opportunity to finish it earlier. So, but I couldn't because of COVID. So that 2021 summer, I couldn't take any classes. So I would have been finished with school by like my junior year. But the COVID thing happened and kind of pushed it back. So I was able to finish in 3.5. But like after that, I was like, I have another year. I'm not in a rush to go anywhere. I just, let me put another, great year together. So definitely wanted to get that degree, and then put another great year together on tape, so I could just, show that I'm a complete player, and show the body of work. So that was my thought process behind that.
Yeah. I love it. It only took me 5 years to get out of college here, Ruben. So
well, and let me just, I'll finish with this. How big was that pro day for you? Because you didn't have the combine opportunity, but you put that 4.42 up there, and that seemed to really catch the eyes of a lot of teams.
Yeah, it was huge. Actually the story behind that, I went to the Hula Bowl, and I had a great week at the Hula Bowl. I had a lot of interviews. It was good. Everything was good. And I came back to train back in Florida, and I called the NFS. I'm like, hey, like, am I getting an invite? Like, what's the deal? So I called them twice actually, and the first time they was like, nah, like, you're not on our list. Just call back next week or something, or in a few days, and we'll let you know. So I called them back twice. They're like, nah, just get ready for your pro day. Like, you didn't get an invite. Sorry, the whole spiel, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So from that point on, I'm like, okay, well, I got one shot. So, I mean, let's train and let's do what we got to do to, make some noise. So I was training with a Test Academy based out in New Jersey, but they were in Florida. So I was with Kevin Dunn and Otto Bolden and Chad Wilson, JT. Those are our coaches down there. So, from that point on, I was like, well, I'm not going to the combine, so, let's turn up for the pro day. So I was hitting crazy numbers every day, but it was like it was just a constant grind, just a chopping wood, carrying water type of mentality that I had. And then when I got to the show, I mean, it was just I practiced so many times, so it was like, man, now it's just time to go execute. So that's what I did. Obviously the 40 was the main event, but I did that. But I mean, I feel like I put a great day together, with the position drills, and just all the other testing. Wish I had that 5-10-5 back, but had dead legs. But everything else was good, man. And just a testament to to me locking in and not worrying about the things I couldn't control, and then controlling things that I could. And I made it work. So.
All right. Well, you had a great pro day. You got the speed, the grit, the heart. You'll meet a guy in the gap. All those boxes are checked. So I'm curious what you feel like are the other boxes you need to check, what you need to work on here going forward to make yourself the best professional you can be.
Yeah, I'm always working on block destruction, man. I think that's, as a linebacker, that's something you always craft and you always constantly, are trying to get better at. It's a lot of techniques, a lot of different ways to do it. But that's the only thing. Obviously, I don't know anything about the NFL, anything about nothing. So I'm willing to come in and learn and be a sponge. But I'm also coming in to compete. You know, at the end of the day, it's football. It's just at a higher level with higher stakes, and I understand that. So I'm just excited for the opportunity in general, and excited to, you know, compete and get better, and be the best player that I can be the best player to play the position in the near future. That's my goal.
Last one for me, Ruben. When that phone rang, were you like, whoa? I was expecting fifth, sixth, even undrafted, like from the whole thing, like, hey, I didn't get invited. I'm gonna have to prove it at some point here. Or were you kind of like, it's coming any minute right now?
So Saturday morning at like 1 a.m., I wrote on my mirror. I was like fourth or fifth round. I circled it, and then I went to go journal. Like I got a journal, so I write in my journal and stuff like that, just like writing about how I felt, what I wanted to happen, and just like what I was thinking. And this at 1 a.m. So like it wasn't that I couldn't sleep. I was just like, man, I just, you know, I'm ready for the day to just, you know, go through it and get to it. And then, like I said, later, like Saturday at 12, so 12 p.m. comes, and I'm sitting there, like, you know, everybody's there, all the family and all that stuff. So I'm just like, okay, let me wait for this run to happen. And then I just started seeing linebackers flying off the board, like, you know, in the fourth round. So I'm like, all right, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know, like, my time coming. I don't know when, but it's gonna come, because what I did, it was like the performance I put on, and then all the interviews that I went and like all the 30 visits I went on, like I knew that I did something to impress somebody. I don't know who, but like I was prepared in all of them. So I'm like, the phone gonna ring. I just don't know when it's gonna ring. I didn't expect it to ring in the fourth, I'll tell you that, but I knew it was gonna ring somehow, some way. And then phone rang, saw the Chicago area code, and I picked up, said it was a recorded line. Then you know, I heard Mr. Poles on there, and I was like, okay, cool, like this is real life for sure. And the whole family was excited, so it was a great experience, man. You know, definitely would relive it again if I was, you know, able to. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, fortunately, you only get to live draft day once, but you know, hopefully there's a lot of great days like that in the future with the Chicago Bears and some W's for you on the field. I think you got a lot of great moments ahead of you in your NFL career. So on the way out, man, I know the podcast was kind of on hold during the draft process, but why don't you tell our listeners and our viewers where they can catch that out in the future?
Yeah, it's One Speed Entertainment on YouTube. That's where we're at. That's where you can find us. You go on there, and then you could go outreach and find all of our social medias from there. So that's the pod. Me, myself, Dante Trader Jr., who got drafted by the Dolphins. Bo Braid, he's with the Ravens. So, you know, just, you know, three teammates kicking it, talking about our college experience. We have a lot of guests on there. You know, our former teammates. You know, we had women's basketball players. Cheyenne Sutler, she just got drafted to the Golden State. I can't remember the team name, but she got drafted out west. So she's doing her thing. So it's a lot of great content on there, man. Y'all go check it out.
Nice. Yeah. Well, if you ever need any help, just let us know. We're happy to lend a helping hand as always. Now that you're in Chicago, but that's only if you answer the question that we always ask. It's a prerequisite, and that's Jordan versus LeBron. And this is an important one here.
I'm gonna go LeBron personally.
All right, you're out of here. Goodbye.
No. Let him talk. Let him talk. I want to hear it.
I'm gonna go LeBron personally because I grew up watching LeBron. But if we're talking about, you know, mentality, like style of play, like the ability to like bring like a whole human race together to watch, you know, one guy play on the court, is definitely Jordan by far. But you know, I didn't watch Jordan, so I don't know. You know, I don't know that effect. Obviously, I'm assuming y'all do, but I don't know. So I came and watched LeBron, especially when he was in Miami. You know, that run they had with Wade and Bosh, like that was like, and I'm from there, so that was like, yeah.
Well, let me just tell you from a fan's perspective. Obviously, Jordan captivated the world and this city, but nobody reigns supreme like the Chicago Bears in Chicago. So you're on a great team with a great fan base, and if you guys get going here, we're gonna be this city's gonna be electric.
All right, enough with the Bears. Let's just go back into this conversation real quick. Ruben, they lost to the Mavs. He was being guarded by JJ Barea, who can't guard you. Ruben, you were there. You saw that. You think MJ's getting stopped by JJ Barea?
I did see that, but they also came back and they gave it to the Spurs and with Ray Allen and all those guys. That's the most legendary moment in history.
Ruben, who hit the biggest shot against the Spurs?
Ray Allen.
Right.
Sure.
Bron just missed a three. He got bailed out.
I mean, you can't do it by yourself, man. No matter how great you are, you need role players, man. You need role players.
But this is good. This is good. Ruben now knows if he wants to ever get in a LeBron Jordan debate, that guy right there, Mark Carmen's the guy to do it with. And if you want to completely avoid him in the locker room to avoid that debate, that's the guy you stay away from.
Ruben, this is all true. I have a running Friday conversation with Tyler Scott, one of the Bears wide receivers, and we talk Jordan LeBron at length. He's a big LeBron guy. Yeah. And now Colston Loveland's on the team. So as the old hat here, as the guy that was there for MJ's rookie year, I have to do this is my calling in life, actually. So, I look forward to discussing this further at your convenience.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We could definitely, shoot the stuff about that for sure. Yeah, that's cool. No doubt.
Ruben Hippolyte, man, awesome having you on. Appreciate your time. This was a great interview. We're looking forward to seeing you at Alice Hall.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Bear down, man.
All right,
See, Braggs, you tried to get me out of there on that. I would have gone another half an hour with Ruben and tried to,
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I know. Okay, fine. We'll do it another time. And who did I just see in the chat? Chris 518. MJ didn't look like complete crap at 33 years old. That was in the middle of three-peat number 2, 518. Get your stuff together. All right, we got Adam Rank coming up here in a second. But first.
Yep, you're going to give a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out here to Shady Rays, not Carm, me. Because I got like 2 different pairs of Shady Rays sitting right here. They give you a nice little case. Look at this stuff. This is how they take care of you. Our friends at Shady Rays are helping you get in the right frame of mind with their premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their sunglasses have durable frames and crystal clear optics. Check these out, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. With so many colors available, you'll find a pair that's perfect for you. If your shades ever go missing or take an unexpected hit, don't sweat it. They have the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair is backed by their lost or broken replacement program. It's second to none. If you don't love your shades, exchange for a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. CHGO listeners and viewers, go to shadyrays.com and save 35% off polarized sunglasses with code CHGO. Over 300,000 people have rated Shady Rays 5 stars, so use the code CHGO today at shadyrays.com.
All right, they're headed to Milwaukee. That's where the Cubs are, and you can be too. Do it with our friends at Potawatomi Casino. Kick off the summer right. This is tomorrow. Cody and Luke and Corey, they're going to the north of the border battle with the Brewers. That's right. Once again, tomorrow, Potawatomi Casino and Hotel in Milwaukee. Exclusive pregame party in the private room at the casino. Live show. You're hanging out with the fellas. You get a buffet lunch, you get a drink ticket, and if you're 21 or older, you get $100 in casino play with the Potawatomi Rewards Card. So if you go and get yourself a ticket, allchgo.com/event, you'll see that pregame party is $50 some odd. So you're getting $100. They're paying you to go on this trip, which is amazing. We got add-ons for you. You can grab a game ticket, sit with the crew in the lower outfield. It's on the Cubs side. Make it a weekend if you want. Let's go crazy. Let's do it. Add a one-night stay at the Potawatomi for Saturday night. That's the true way to take the full advantage of this deal. It's all there for you. Go to allchgo.com/event. Couple of tickets are left, so get in there. These are the final few are going to sell out here, so get involved. Shout out to our friends at Potawatomi. And shout out to you, Gregory. Again, great job today getting Ruben. And that was a total. I saw Beauchamp. Carm, how do you feel about the pick now? I think it's the greatest pick in Bears history, Eric Beauchamp. I'm excited to see what he can do, man. Hopefully, this will be the start of Ryan Pohl's draft genius, if indeed Ruben can make the team and contribute. So, without further ado, we got our guy. Is he ready?
He's ready.
All right, from the NFL Network, our Friday hero. It is Adam Rank, as the show just gets a major upgrade here. Braggs is producing your rank, so I mean you're familiar with that. But like anything's, you're just popping everybody around. Seven things.
There it is. We'll get there at some point.
We'll get there. We got there.
Hey, the pressure's on today, Rank. You're ranking the top 5 picks in the NFL draft. We're not just doing Bears. We're doing the whole damn draft here. So, how you feeling about this? And good to see
I feel pretty good. No. I feel pretty good. I had some ideas, but I allowed the producer to have some leeway. I got to do this too on the NFL Network. I could go in there and talk some fantasy football. Already talking fantasy football, and I love. You know what I love? And this is a thing too. Everybody, like, I did not have Devon Achane in my top 12 of fantasy rankings. You're like, this is an outrage. And I'm like, I still said he's an RB1. That's not high enough. I'm like, oh, okay, I can't have it. Oh, if what rank says it must, I'm going to do the opposite of what rank says, which is never the case, because last year, all these people tried to bully me out of taking Bucky Irving. They tried to bully me out of taking Saquon Barkley and Brock Bowers. And then they disappear. Then I go back because like it's easy on Instagram to go back and to go out there and start looking and be like, hey, how did this work out for you? When he said Bucky Irving was going to say, oh, look at you coming back 4 months later. You're like, yeah, that's what I do. Don't say it if you're not allowed to wear it. I know there were some I missed on last year, and I know there's a big one. I can't even think of it right now. I know that I've had one, but it's like, yeah, like I if I miss one, like I own it. And I go out there, and so when I'm sitting here preparing these rankings, I'm ready to wear it. I'm ready to defend it, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, and as always, I come up with a different name. I think this is our 4th name for this segment, and today it's going to be called "Keep on Ranking in the Free World."
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you guys would like that as the music aficionados of CHGO Bears. So that's what it is. And
the Pearl Jam song, yeah?
Yeah, it is. Of course, Pearl Jam, right? But I want to give a shout out over once again to Shady Rays. The future is bright with Shady Rays. Make sure you hit up shadyrays.com and save 35% off polarized sunglasses with the code CHGO. Okay. So I tasked you with your top 5 rankings of NFL draft picks here in this year's draft. Not just Bears.
Not just Bears. No. There might be a Bear on here, but not just the Bears. And I think at number 5, I'll just jump into it because it was pretty easy to me. I love the move that the Jaguars made to get up there and get Travis Hunter. I thought that was such a smart move. And that is one of the things that when I was doing my mock draft with a twist, as I was trying to fantasy book Mason Graham falling all the way down to number 10, for that to happen, I needed Jacksonville to invest in an offensive player, which I thought it was going to be Tyler Warren because I thought they would be at number 5. But at the same time, I'm going to take that as a win. Like, I got that right because I knew they were going offense, and it was ridiculous for people to insinuate that they weren't. I mean, similar to what the Bears had to do with Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence needs more help out there, like Brian Thomas Jr., and that's it. They got rid of Christian Kirk. So for me, it was pretty obvious that they needed to go out there and get an offensive-minded player. Travis Hunter is going to be fantastic. I love that they did that. Not afraid to swing for the fences there, which is one of the reasons that we love Tony Khan and the family there for Jacksonville.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead and team me up on these because I don't want you. This is a producing thing. You guys got to team me up, so I'm not talking the whole time.
I got you. And
I didn't know if you were going to run right all the way through them or not, so I didn't want to step on your toes, of course.
For the record, I've gone back and forth on that trade. Who won it? Who lost it? In the moment, I was like, Cleveland just got a steal, but now I'm kind of respecting the Jaguars. move at a transcendent player. It's that the trade is a whole separate part of it. I get the fact that you're into the Travis Hunter thing, and he is as impressive as they come. All right, let's go to number 4. Who makes number 4 on the list, Adam?
One of my favorite teams as far as drafting goes, because I don't know where they pick, but they always end up with a stud, and it's the Baltimore Ravens ending up with Malachi Starks. And I joke about this, and I was sitting there on the Mock Draft Live show being like, it doesn't matter, because somebody who has no business falling down to, 30th pick will be there for them. And it always happens. And it happened a couple of years ago. I remember I was at the NFL rookie premiere a couple of seasons ago when Kyle Hamilton was walking around, and I'm like, how did this guy, why is he in a Ravens uniform? Like, how did teams just let him tumble down the draft board? And of course, Baltimore is going to be there and pick him up. And honestly, this is something, and what I really liked about the Bears draft this year is because Baltimore follows this as well. Baltimore drafts good players. They don't draft need. I don't know if safety is a need. It doesn't matter. It's the Ravens. Whatever the need is for the Ravens, it doesn't matter. They draft great players, and then they go out there and they contribute almost immediately. So outside of the wide receiver position, which has never seemed to really hit for the Ravens, going back to or even the quarter. I don't know, because Joe Flacco's good. He won a Super Bowl. But like outside of wide receiver, they do a great job of drafting. So Malachi Starks falling all the way down there to the Baltimore Ravens was such a great stroke for them. And again, it's not surprising that it's the Baltimore Ravens. There's a reason why they're in the playoffs every single year. It's because they make great draft picks like this.
Never ends.
I wanted him somehow to be on the Bears.
You start dreaming because you're like, well, you know what? Like if he falls a couple more picks, you're like, this could happen. And you're like, who's still picking? Oh, the Ravens. Like, here it comes. Boom, he was drafted by the Ravens.
Yep.
Moving on to number 3, 2 excellent people to start 5 and 4. How can he top it with number 3?
Well, you know what? Finally, something Chicago related. I will be able to do that. Finally, we have something for some people in Chicago. Be like, finally, you got to somebody that I root for. It's Will Johnson playing for the Chicago. Oh, no, it's the Arizona Cardinals now. Will Johnson didn't run his 40, and it really harmed him because the NFL is really ridiculous when it comes to these combine 40 times or anything like that. You saw him play at Michigan. He won a natty. He's okay. Like, I think he's going to be fine. And so I sincerely, when I first started putting together my mock draft, I had him going to the Raiders at number 6. I think that I really, truly believe that he's a top 10 talent. And I'm like, this is a guy that should go to the top 10. And then once he didn't run, you're like, okay, he's falling out of the top 10. For him to get all the way down to the Cardinals, I thought that was a good move for them. The Cardinals, not necessarily one of the things that, not one of the ones that you expect to be on a list of making great draft picks. But I got to give kudos to the former Southsiders. They did a nice job there.
I think we might have had a producing faux pas that might tip off what's coming here. I'm not exactly sure unless I get confused. No.
You're confused.
I am confused. I always am confused. There's no doubt about that. All right, we got 2 left. Let's go to number 2.
At number 2, it's not going to be number 1. It's going to be number 2. Luther Burden III. I love that pick. Now, I don't know which. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't this show, I was on with Marquis, and I actually said that I truly believe that the Bears are going to take. I thought Luther Burden was in play for the Bears in the second round, assuming I thought we were going either Calvin Banks Jr. or Mason Graham fell or one of the offensive linemen. I still believe that we needed another skill player, at least on the offensive side of the ball. And Luther Burden was a guy that I identified. Now, in my mock draft with a twist, I had him going to Buffalo because Buffalo is going to rue the day that they didn't draft him. So I really do hope that he ends up being the player that we all think he's going to be. And obviously, with some character concerns, we passed on Jalen Carter a couple of years ago. Now Luther Burden, I don't think it's as severe. And I truly believe that with Antoine Randall, this kind of evens the playing field. And whenever you have a coach that is willing to stick his neck out there for you, Luther Burden knows what's up. And he understands why he went in the second round. And he's going to be very committed to making sure that Antoine Randall is repaid. We see this time and time again in sports. And there's guys that, hey, there's a red flag, but we have the guy in now. 2 years ago with Shane Waldron, I don't know if this would have been a proper pick, but I think now with Antoine Randall and Ben Johnson and the staff that we're putting together, I really truly believe that he's going to come out here and he's going to be great, and it's going to be great for the Bears. And I'm excited for it, and could not be happier that Luther Burden III fell to us, and I love it. And I also want to give a little shout out to Kyle Monongai as another one of this that now I love a lot of the Bears draft picks. You can go back. I've talked about it at great length. But let's talk about number one, who is probably a player who's probably going to end up being one of my favorite non-Bears in the NFL. I actually thought this guy was going to the Ravens because it's a similar type situation, but it's another team that makes great picks all the time. And it's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking Derek Harmon with the number one pick, or not the number one, with their first round pick. They passed on Shedeur Sanders, obviously, went with Derek Harmon. Again, another player that wistfully, like, if he can fall to the Bears, I would love it. Even if we have Mason Graham, let's take both of them. When I watched him play at Oregon, I truly thought, like, that is a guy who is going to be an AFC North type player. Like, he's that good. He's gritty. He's strong. And then everything that he was going through, thank God, the small miracles of his mom hanging on long enough for him to become a Pittsburgh Steeler. Like that kind of stuff just plays. And in a couple of years, this guy is going to be competing for Defensive Player of the Year awards. I really, truly believe. If the Bears had moved off of number 10 and went down a couple of spots and taken Derek Harmon, I would have been all on board with that. So outside of Mason Graham, that was my number 2 lineman in the draft. And I think the Steelers got a great one. And I think, again, we're going to look back at a couple of years and be like, how do the Steelers end up with him? But this is what makes those good franchises perennially good.
I would say the two most, like, when you talk about teams, of course, they drafted Malachi Starks, definitely is probably number 2. Number 1 is probably Jack Sawyer with the Steelers as well. Like that's like,
another good one.
That's the most Steelers pick to ever Steeler in the history of Steelers. Like Jack Sawyer sounds like a Steeler that played in the 70s. So it's apropos, I would say, for those guys.
Bryce, can you show the list one more time as we wrap this up? Because I just want to underline everything here. There it is. So 5, Travis Hunter, 4, Malachi Starks, 3, Will Johnson to the Cardinals, Luther Burden to the Bears is 2, and Derek Harmon to the Steelers. Hey, I'll just give you a hypothetical, Ring. Let's just say the Bears could have traded, the Pittsburgh all of a sudden got hot and bothered. They wanted that quarterback that was rumored, and we could have dropped back to 21, could have gotten Harmon and added a pick, or maybe even 2, whatever, 3, whatever it would have been.
Probably a couple, yeah.
Yeah. And not gotten Loveland. Would you, knowing that the Bears draft ended up with Loveland, would you do that deal?
I don't know if I wouldn't even rule out Loveland falling that far. I'm trying to remember where the Chargers were picking. I think the Chargers were after the Steelers. Chargers might have moved up. You might have actually been able to finesse the Chargers out of that too, and gotten even multiple picks. Derek Harmon with picks would have been very exciting for me. I think that would have been a tough one to overlook. And I love Colston Loveland, and I thought that was a good pick. I'm not backing off. Colston Loveland, if you go on NFL.com, the week of the draft, we did our instant debate thing. I said, don't rule out Colston Loveland to the Bears at number 10. That was assuming that the Jags were taking Tyler Warren at number 5. But at the same time, as much as I love Colston Loveland, I think Derek Harmon and picks, I wouldn't have hated that at all. I would have been on board with that.
Yeah. Gary Rappaport.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, he's right. Ian did report that. Yeah, he probably would have been gone. You're absolutely right.
Well, and not only trading up, but trading up to the Bears at 10 potentially, but Bears obviously sticking and picking. So, and then I did see Chim Richels, who's a diehard Lions fan. He said in the chat that Luther Burden's the next Jerry Rice. So I'm glad that he feels that way. That's exciting. And when Jim's saying it,
he's saying Denver Broncos Jerry Rice. He's saying Jerry Rice at word number 19.
So, I had a final thing for you guys. I didn't know if you wanted to transition, Mark, or if you had anything else.
Well, I wanted to get Adam's just overall grade for the Bears picks. If you were to put a slap a grade on Ryan Poles, maybe it's an A, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know. Where are you at?
I know it's going to be, I'm going to say A because I always say A. When we came on, when we talked about the draft, the post draft, I honestly, I love the first 4 picks. I think the first 4 picks were really good. I love Colston Loveland, and I love obviously Luther Burden. Vinny's great, and Shamar, we're going to be okay, and I like it. And then obviously with no 3rd round pick, it was Hippolyte, who at first you're like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know enough about Ruben Hyppolite to really make a value pick on this. Although I do, again, I'm like, why is he playing at Maryland? Like, he seemed like he was a highly sought after guy. And then he's playing at Maryland. I think he might have been, forgive me, I missed part of the interview. I think he is from Maryland. So maybe he was sticking at home, which is great. I know that he was talking about his relationship with his mother. So maybe it is a situation.
Originally from Florida. He played at one of the best high schools in the country down in Florida.
He went to Maryland, Adam, because he wanted to be big fish, small pond, take a school where not everybody was going and lifting him up, which I give him actually a ton of credit for. You know,
I love that, but right? He didn't. Yeah. But it wasn't like he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you could have gone to, I don't know, Georgia or something, whatever. But you know, what's funny is, you know, that was the biggest question mark for me. And then everything, I saw his post-draft thing, and then listening to him in the interviews. And you know this as well as anybody, that once I get to know a person, then I'm like, I'm in. Like, I still love Bayless. Like, Bayless, I still like, I'll still send messages to Bayless and wish him well and hope he's doing okay and rooting for him and whatever he's doing just outside of football and outside of life. And then when you listen to Ruben, you're like, okay, I'm sucked in again. Like, I love this guy. I'm not objective when it comes to Ruben Hippolyte. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be objective about it because I really like him and I really want him to succeed. And the other 2 guys that came, was a Sutton I love the guard from Michigan State. Like, that's a good ball player.
Luke Newman, right?
Yeah, Newman. Sorry,
Newman.
Sutton, something.
Yeah,
Sutton. Jesus. And the cornerback out of UTA SA is like, okay, I don't know you. I'm sorry, I don't know enough about
Frazier,
you.
baby.
But the guy who I listen, I'm not even gonna be shy about this, is Munungai, excuse me, Kyle Munungai. I'm absolutely on board with. I joked about this on Sunday after I was out coaching my kids' sides. Great Sunday, by the way. My boy scored a goal. So they had my boys and my girls games at the same time. I'm like, you couldn't stagger these start times. We were doing a favor by showing up to the Hebrew Academy to play. I'm like, can we start? I thought you were going to start this one at 10:30 and this at 9:30. Nope, both at 9:30. You're like, all right, well, my boy's assistant was running that, and he runs over. He's like, your son scored a couple of goals. I'm like, of course he did, because that's the way he is. When I got home, though, I'm like, I'm going to start watching some Rutgers football. And all of us, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch a lot of Rutgers football during the NFL season. I did not watch a single down of Rutgers football, not even accidentally. But Kyle Munungai, I'm all aboard. This is, and last year I was all aboard. Bucky Irving was one of my guys. Oh, you know what? It's Kamani Vidal. There's one. There's a swing and a miss. You want to come back and be like, Rank, you don't know what you're talking about? Fair enough. I fell in love with a guy from Troy, and it was a Harbaugh guy. Like, it makes sense. Similarly, I'm hoping that Kyle's going to be more Bucky Irving than Kamani, but I still love what I'm watching. And the thing that I love about him the most is the no block, no rock. Like that. That's that dude's life. Yep. That dude loves blocking, loves it. He's going to come in here to make an immediate impact, even fantasy wise. I'll tell you, he'll be my last pick of the draft. I'll have a kicker and I'll have a defense. And then my last pick will be Kyle Munungai. And people will laugh and they'll be like, Rank's a homer. And then he breaks off an 80-yard run in the opener against the Commanders. And then all of you will become back. Oh, no, actually, they'll open against the Eagles.
Well, I'll say this much. Obviously everyone's always going to call you the homer meatball. You always pick the Bears to win 16 games. And
it's 12, but
you give them 12, okay, and you give them an A grade. But Mark, you know how tough of a grader Professor Briggs is. And last night on CHGO Bears After Dark with Briggs and Azuma, Lance Briggs, who's like the toughest critic of the Bears, he gave the Bears an A in their draft. It was pretty wild. He gave him an A for defense and a B+ for special or for for offense, and then I think an A- for special teams. So he rounded it out into an A somehow, some way. Lance Briggs, that was pretty crazy.
He's a tough grader. He is tough, and honestly, there's a lot to like. And again, the cornerback looks pretty decent. Going back and watching a little bit more, I haven't spent a lot of time, but you're like, all right, that looks like a ball hawk. He's 24 years old, which a lot of times you're looking at like, okay, this isn't, but he's also a fourth rounder. And if he's somebody who can come in and contribute for his first contract that we get some use out of and then moves on at some point, that's fair. But I think he could come in, and we've done a really nice job of finding some defensive backs who've been pretty good. Smith was great for us. I think Tyreek Stevenson's going to turn it around. They've done a really nice job evaluating the cornerback positions, which is also why I was curious to see if we were going to end up with Will Johnson ourselves, but I think that we're pretty stacked there. Hippolyte is one of these guys, and I'm not like the draft falls on him or anything like that, but when you think about this and you start thinking about like a Madden creative player, and you think of the attributes that you would like players to have, you're like, Hippolyte has something to where like, okay, like this could connect. And it wouldn't be a rare story in the NFL with a guy who's like, well, he's playing at Maryland, and no disrespect to Maryland, but like the Terrapins don't necessarily have, that's not like a program that's turning out a ton of talent. What's the coaching staff like? What's the coaching situation? As much as you talk about, and I made a reference to this about like, he didn't necessarily elevate the program. And it's like, how much did the program actually help him? And if he gets into a spot where he gets an opportunity to grow and he doesn't need to do it immediately, we could do it. And think about like Jack Sanborn came in as an undrafted free agent and immediately hit. Why not Ruben Hyppolite?
Should still be on the team, but that's fine. We'll go from Sanborn to Hippolyte. That could be a title of another podcast. Sanborn to Hippolyte. Rank. I'm going to rank this performance top notch, baby. It's a top notch.
Thank you so much.
Top notch Friday performance. You too.
No, I love it. I love it. I love that we have the draft and that all people are sitting here talking about in the chat is LeBron. Why is like, I know it's an older thing. It is an older thing. And it's like one of those, like, you'll never get kids convinced about like, hey, this player, LeBron is like, they're convinced LeBron is better than Jordan. And there's nothing you can do about that. And I remember being a kid and all the olds that would live around here would always try to be like, hey, Jerry West was better than Magic Johnson. And I just wouldn't listen to him. I'm like, I'm never coming around to your way of thinking. Like Magic Johnson is the greatest player at that time in NBA history. And once Magic retired or was forced to retire, then Jordan became the best. But still, during the time that Magic and Jordan played together, Magic was way better. Everybody in Chicago would have to agree with that. But you would have to agree with that.
I would definitely not agree with that. I would vehemently disagree with that. Vehement.
In the 80s, Magic was better. Magic won 5 titles. Jordan didn't win anything.
You can't just put it on winning.
You guys do it all the time. Why is Jordan better than LeBron? Because LeBron loses in the playoffs. That's your argument.
That's not
and it's
my
fine.
argument.
And it's a good one. It's a good one. And I'm with you. I agree with you.
Okay. No, but I think that's a simplistic argument. The reason why Jordan's better than LeBron is because if you need a bucket, you're going to give the ball to Michael. If you're talking about locking someone down, MJ's going to do that too. If you're talking about just the pure insanity of competition, you're talking about that too. I would have said Jordan was the greatest player ranked to ever play the game if he had blown out his knee in 1990 and never won anything. In 86-87 when Magic won the MVP, Jordan averaged 37 a night, 200 steals, 100 blocks. He was the best player in the game by a mile.
Right here.
So on an empty calorie, of course, yeah. Like, listen, I could go to rec league and I see people do that stuff all the time.
Rec league.
Remember the time that Michael Jordan started at center as a rookie in Game 6 of the? Oh wait, he never did that. Magic Johnson was a matchup nightmare. If Magic Johnson wanted to go out and score 50 points a night, he would have. But he was more committed to making the Lakers an all-around better team. Listen, when he needed to do it, he did. He was a rookie, and he goes out and starts at center scores 42 points. When Magic Johnson needed to turn it on, he turned it on.
If Magic was here right now, he would tell you
because he's magnanimous.
Okay,
he is that guy.
I mean, Bird and the Celtics swept the Bulls. Bird called him the greatest player ever.
Magic had the bug in '92 when he shut him down in Barcelona. Magic was done. Magic was done playing.
Listen, Bobby Knight called him the greatest player to ever play the game before he stepped foot in the NBA. And by the way, that summer, they had the Olympic All-Stars going around playing against NBA teams. They went 8-0.
You know why? You know who? Yeah, you know why? Because of Leon Wood. Leon Wood is underrated on that team. And if you sit here and if you ask me if you don't know where Leon Wood went to college,
who Leon Wood is.
Where did he go to college?
He turned into a ref. He played for the New Jersey Nets. Where did he go to college? I don't have that answer, but I know who Leon Wood.
Don't come at me. Don't come at me.
We will fight this one out on a different
Magic
podcast.
would say all this stuff. Magic is a businessman. Magic owns the most successful major league franchise right now going. The Commanders are good. Magic buys the Commanders and they go to the playoffs in his first year. Magic's amazing. How are the teams that Jordan owns?
Oh, come on. We know we both know. We all know that Washington got lucky last year. You really illuminated that as best you could last year, and we know this. They got lucky. Arctic has a $5 super chat kind of surrounding this, saying, Carm, get Loveland on the show and lay into him about LeBron versus Mike.
Arctic, it's all I want to do in life is get close to Loveland on here and talk real nice to him for about 12 minutes and then just
You're like, hey,
then we'll have it out.
One and done in the playoffs with the best players.
You know what's funny too? It's like when you talk about LeBron, like is LeBron, he's not even on the Mount Rushmore of Lakers. Like, nope. Like he's got to go ship him back to Cleveland or Miami.
Yep.
Like he's not like that's the thing. Like
who's your Laker Mount Rushmore? I'm not arguing with you. Magic, Kareem, Wilt. Are you putting Wilt in there? Or are you putting West? West has got to be.
Jerry West has to be on there.
West, Magic, Kobe's on there. That's a tough. I mean, it's just tough. It's
Kareem,
tough.
Magic, West, and
Kareem, Magic, West, and Kobe.
Yeah,
it's Jordan.
He's not on that list. By the way,
top five.
LeBron is absolutely
LeBron's
not
because he wouldn't go ahead of Wilt Chamberlain.
Are you saying top five or Mount Rushmore?
You can do top
for
five.
The Lakers,
either.
Oh, you're saying either for the Lakers.
No, just for the Lakers. I see.
He doesn't make the Mount Rushmore for the Lakers. He doesn't make the top five for the Lakers because
the Mount Rushmore for the Lakers.
Oh, Shaq. Yeah, I've put Shaq ahead of him too.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. The Mount Rushmore for the Lakers is just as hard, if not harder, than coming up with your Mount Rushmore for the NBA itself. So, we did have a second super chat from Chubbs. Unfortunately, he was asking about. It was a recorded interview, Chubb, so I apologize. $5 super chat here, but we'll make sure.
I'm curious about that. That's a great. I know Chubb's. He's a great fan. I know he comes onto our chats too.
Yeah, Chubb's a good dude.
That's a great question. Like I'm really curious. I thought about that when you think of the speed, some of the stuff that Dennis Allen likes to do. I'm really curious. And again, we can't underestimate what Dennis Allen is going to mean to this defense and what it could mean for somebody like Ruben Hyppolite. So I'm very excited about this.
We have one last order of business, and I know we got to get out of here, but I just thought we'd have some fun with this for 2 seconds, and that is, where's the beef? Matt LaFleur. We're talking about LeBron, but Matt LaFleur. Here's some of the quotes from his interview with Bussin' with the Boys, getting asked about Ben Johnson. He says, "I don't know Ben Johnson. I respect him as a football coach." Then he went on to say he did a nice job. I thought the press conference was interesting, but I don't have beef with him. I don't get it. I don't get all into that stuff. So, Rank, what are your thoughts on what it sounds like Matt LaFleur's kind of punking out of the rivalry?
He's hurt. He's hurt. He doesn't want to engage. He doesn't want to be a part of it. He's trying to be above the fray. I think he's scared. I think he's just trying to – it's just one of those things, like he's just trying to take the high road or whatever. I don't know what it is. He doesn't want to play ball. That's fine. I guess I respect Matt LaFleur. He's done a nice job with that organization. Green Bay's done a nice job over the years. Am I concerned about Green Bay? No. Do I ever go into a playoffs like that's the one thing that I always – when people are like, hey, I'm Matt LaFleur, coach, I'm like, what do you mean a Matt LaFleur coach? Like, what do you like of all the guys who have come from that coaching tree? Matt LaFleur is probably last to me. Sean McVay is number 1. Kyle Shanahan would be number 2. And then I guess LaFleur's in there maybe with KOC. Like, I don't know who's better of those two. And like, honestly, like Kyle Shanahan's gotten the 2 Super Bowls. He's won the NFC crown twice. Sean McVay has won a Super Bowl and been to 2 Super Bowls. Those guys are light years ahead of Matt LaFleur. And so if he wants to sit there and punk out of the rivalry, fine. Ben Johnson's not afraid of it, and we're here to support him.
Yeah, but Ben gets up there at the Bears, talking to the Bears media. It's like, I loved beating him twice a year. He's just throwing out red meat to the McCaskies.
You know what? The only pushback I have with that, Carm, is that I think that a lot of people know, like Matt Nagy did this, and I'm assuming Eberflus did this too. They will come out and do like, well, I like deep dish pizza. Gino Zeist is my favorite. Giordano, Lumon, whatever. I would never put ketchup on a hot dog. I like both baseball teams. They're still trying to appease it. Ben Johnson has come out there and been like, Cubs, bleep the White Sox, and F. Well, I'm sorry. Can I not say F?
You can say
F. Forget Matt LaFleur. Called him out personally, which showed me like he's taking it seriously. It's not something Matt Nagy, who I like Matt Nagy. Matt and I are cool. He was very nice to me at the Super Bowl, very polite, went along with my song and dance. But you're like, hey, what piece of advice? He's like, beat the Packers. Like, okay, fine. Ben Johnson made it very personal, and it showed it that it's personal to him and that he's not going to rest. He doesn't want to beat the Packers. He wants to beat Matt LaFleur. And now he's in here with the rest of us. He's not just saying things to say things. He's a part of it. It's kind of like when I was cutting that promo with Seth Rollins and I made reference to his ROH days and called him Tyler Black. That let him know, like, oh, Reg knows what he's talking about. Similarly, Ben Johnson let the fan base know that this is a personal thing to him, and he's not going to allow any mediocrity against the Packers.
Well, he's definitely not letting sleeping dogs lie. I mean, Matt LaFleur wants to go play the Bears and Ben Johnson tomorrow, if not today. So that's fine. Let's get a good hateful rivalry to the next level. Cheesy Gordita Crunch, $5.65. That's Braggs' order, I assume.
Yeah,
or that's
how much a cheesy Gordita Crunch costs.
It's too expensive. Let's get these prices down. Carmen, 5 years when you're 95 on your deathbed, you will admit that Lapuki is the king. Love the show. Cheesy, I will not. And you will.
You'll never.
It's
wrong, though. It's literally wrong.
It's exactly. It is not accurate. And you, Cheesy, we're not there in 84 or 85 or whatever, because you would not have that opinion.
Can I say this as a Lakers fan? Like, I get scared. I'm like, don't pass the ball to LeBron. Like, don't. Like, when you're watching your team play and you're like, Austin Reeves or Luka better take this shot, not LeBron. LeBron. I'm shocked. He actually hit a 3 when we were down 6.
From the corner, yeah.
Could not have been more surprised. I'm like, oh, he actually hit that one. It's kind of like when your child listens to you. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I don't know how to respond now.
Yeah.
Completely laughable.
Yep.
All right. It was just fun to get some hoops in here today. Gregory, we got anything else on the way out?
Nope. That's it. Wrap up the week.
Quick shout out to a couple
LeBron
people.
James is like Karl Malone with a better publicist.
To my guys, Sid Foreman, David Rosen, big fans of the show. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Joe and Jenna and Josh out at Chiefs Pub in Lake Forest. Had a great time out there last night. So shout out to the hospitality. Jenna is a huge fan of Seth Marks, and hopefully he's going to become a huge fan of the CHGO Bears show as well. Seth, of course, does the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, one of my good buddies, who's also a fan of this show. So there's a couple shout-outs on our way out here.
Yep, I got one quick shout-out to Alex H., somebody that I've kind of had some conversations with back and forth over the last couple of years on Instagram, and he's a huge fan of the show, and, unfortunately, he's now battling stage 3 cancer. He just started chemo, but he's in good spirits, high spirits, and he's ready to fight this thing. So wanted to make sure to give him, Alex, a shout out, and we're rooting for you, and we look forward to seeing you at a tailgate here soon.
You got this, Alex. You're the man.
Yep.
So are you, Adam Rank. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Thanks
Great
for having me. That was fun.
Good battle today. Good fun. Gregory, great job again. I think I've complimented you 17 times today. I'm getting a little uncomfortable, but you get one more on the way out here. Yeah. Hey, we're back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll try to get more draft picks on next week. That's the fingers crossed. And hey, we got rookie minicamp next weekend, so full coverage coming from that as well. So the hits just keep coming. Bears never stops. Well, what do you say, Braggs?
Keep your head up and always bear down.
We all silly like the mayor.